Hey, everybody. It is Monday afternoon, the 22nd of June. Welcome to my latest video. Thanks for tuning in. Real quickly, I just wanted to go through a little bit of last week. Sorry about missing out on that. I was a little under the weather for a good part of the week. No coronavirus, but just had some stomach issues. Anyway, last couple of things that we talked about last week were about your resume. And as you can see on week 4, day 1, I included a list, and I'm looking at the another computer, but I included a list on that first day where you can put your resume, where you can add your resume, add to your resume the fact that you've worked for Practical Advantage. You can even include the logo if you want to. It's a real honor, I think, for to have you guys as part of Practical Advantage. And I think it's real important that you list the fact that you've worked at Practical Advantage, because this is a very qualified success, and it's important to show that this could account for an internship in many regards, because you are working with a real client. So there's a resume there with an addition where it says work with XYZ company. You put in your client, Samurai Academy, postcom.net. You could say if you're working with Professor Evanaugh, with me, you can put Professor Evanaugh's social media or Professor Evanaugh's marketing activities, that kind of thing. My book goes live tomorrow. It starts being sold on Amazon. Well, it's already being pre-sold at Amazon, but it starts being delivered tomorrow. Yay. And so that's up there. The other thing that's up there is an example of your final report, all the pages that you should have. And I've also posted, it's up, I believe, under Dropbox, the video that you can watch, or the PowerPoint with voiceover. So that's up there as well. So you can look at those. Those are the 2 final things you need to do for me with respect to your final project. You need to do a paper, and you need to do, and the paper has to be, obviously, I'm not going to see you, so you're going to upload that to me. And so that's a paper that you have to create, as well as a PowerPoint that's narrated, much like I have done for you. Okay, so the rest of the stuff in there, there's some material on self-employment. And many of you may choose to start your own businesses. I've had 2 students who have written previous reports on the T-shirt project and have decided to go into business for themselves, actually making T-shirts. And so that's something you need to consider. I always knew at some point in my life that I was going to be self-employed. So you need to decide, is that something that you want to do? So I put some material in there about that, obviously. And then there's other material about forming a corporation in California, forming an LLC. If you have parents who have their own businesses, probably most of them will tell you that their business is an LLC, unless it's a large business, which in that case, it would be a corporation. Either way, both of those have this corporate veil that we insist on having, so that it basically protects you as an individual from being sued. All right, so week 4 last week, you came upon a crossroads. You uploaded your Fullerton evaluations. I appreciate that. I'll have grades for you by the end of this week. And then there is a document there that's called Streamlining Your Team's Communication. I encourage all of you, particularly account executives, to kind of look through that. There's some, I believe, 7 bullet points that basically say what you should be doing at this point in the semester. Day 3 on week 4 was just particularly for those of you who are PR majors and even entertainment and tourism. There's a blurb in there, a little PowerPoint on crisis and developing a sense of urgency. Everything we do in advertising has a sense of urgency tied to it, only because most of our advertising and most of our messaging is designed to go out immediately, to have instant impact, to get people to do something, to take action. So urgency is always a key word that we use in our marketing activities. All right, so week 5, a couple of things for today. 1, we have included, I have included a PowerPoint on how to negotiate your salary. Please go through that. Again, I tried to touch on that last week, but basically whatever salary you come up with, it's based on the budget that you have. And I've listed a budget there, which includes everything from your rent, your utilities, internet, cell phone, car payment if you have one, T&E, which is travel entertainment. That means partying, going out on dates, going to restaurants with friends, Dave and Buster's. I don't care. That's travel entertainment. Another category is clothing, both casual and then what you might wear for business, unless they're both the same. But business casual, you want to up the game a little bit, particularly when you're new. For ladies, you're going to have things like makeup and hair and nails. Guys, we may have a haircut every month, month and a half. Some of you may longer than that. But those are things you have to incorporate. So I put that together in a budget that comes out to a certain amount of money. You don't base your budget on that certain amount of money. You base your budget on that certain amount of money plus the taxes you're going to pay. Your taxes are going to be at least initially about 17.5 to 20%. And so you add that to the salary, and that's what you need to ask for, plus some wiggle room. The wiggle room is where you negotiate. You don't want to be right there where you're at a break-even point, because if you have an emergency payment or something, then you're going to be underwater. So you want to make sure that if you're at $40,000, you ask for $45,000. So that gives you a little bit of negotiation too. If your interviewer, your potential employer says, you know what, Pete, we're not going to pay you, we're not comfortable paying you 45, but we will pay you 42.5 to begin with. And if you say, I'm willing to accept that, but what I'd like to do is, could we come back to looking at 45 after 6 months when I've proved, or even 90 days when I've proven myself to you. The other thing you want to make sure that you ask for, and with any employer, is health insurance, and ask if they have a 401k, because I also included in there some terms for your budget that you should start a savings account, because honestly, there isn't anybody else who's going to start saving money for you other than you. If the company doesn't offer a 401k, shame on them. You have to do that, and you have to start a savings account. Here's the thing. You may be able to have Social Security. I don't know whether it'll still be around by the time you retire at 65, which is maybe 40, 45 years from now. But the point is that no one else is going to look out for you. So you need to have a retirement plan in place. The days of a pension, unless you work for a state or federal government, are pretty much gone. Some companies may have pensions or some kind of retirement program. That would be good if you work for them, but you may not work for that same company your entire career. It's very rare these days. People jump from company to company. I worked for myself for many years, and then the last 19 years, I've worked for Cal State Fullerton, and I'm slowly building a pension that I will be able to tap into when I retire from this place. But that's unusual. I didn't ever expect to have a retirement plan like a pension. I have a 401k, which is called a SEP. It's a self-employment pension. And then I also have Social Security, which will kick in when I turn 65 and a half. It's not a lot of money. At its peak, I'll be able to make my mortgage, but other than that, it's not a whole lot of money. So you need to start planning. So set aside $100 a month. It may seem dumb, but you need to start thinking about retirement. You're young, you're going retirement. That's a long time from now. But guess what? I'm 62. I never thought I'd get to 62, and here I am. And I'm thinking about retirement, obviously, in a couple of years or whenever it is. So put that down. All right. So that's all about the PowerPoint and how to negotiate your salary. If you have any questions about that, let me know, and I will help you. Obviously, tomorrow, your Time Fox entries have to be in. I'm looking at 20 hours to get all the points. So make sure you upload those. You have until midnight, 11:59 to do that. All right, so get all that done. Next thing, there's a section in there about what's your campaign's clear, compelling story. Every one of you, much like I said last week, about 6.5 seconds. Every campaign should have a clear story. What are you trying to tell? What are you trying to tell about Samurai Academy? What are you trying to tell about Handles? What are you trying to say about me? What are you trying to say about Postcom? And what are you trying to say about Mo Tea Time? There is one compelling story. Remember, we're all about telling stories today. We are storytellers. Whether you're in advertising, PR, or entertainment, we're telling a story that we want people to like and share and be interested enough that you will log in and look at our website come visit us, whatever it is. Okay, so look at that. Some other things, there's a section in there about the hottest brands of 2019, 2020. You'll be surprised at what those are. And then, of course, Aunt Jemima is being retired. Uncle Ben's is being retired. The names, not the brands, but the names. The cream of wheat logo is going to be retired of the chef. And all of these are African Americans, of course. And then today was Eskimo Pie was announced that they are going to change the name of their product. So, these things take time, but people finally are modernizing or coming to the realization that their product is indeed racist. I have for years had students come up with different names for Aunt Jemima because I've always felt that is just a horrendous product name. The same with Uncle Ben's. But so finally, people are getting that message. The rest of this week, I've put a link under day 2 for internships. You'll find that there are a number of internships available. Please go to that website. It's right there under the little video or little image that I showed that says intern. Lots of internships out there. So please think about that if that's what you need. If you need a letter of recommendation from me, don't hesitate. Ask me. I'll get one out to you right away. And then on Wednesday, you need to get me your executive summary. So again, I need 4 paragraphs from you about where you stand at mid-semester. So again, if you're looking at your client, let's say Mo Tea Time, you're going to give me the first paragraph, which is kind of an observation where they are, what their product is, what their marketplace looks like. Second, is there problems or their opportunities? That's what we always try to spin it around and look at the opportunities. 3, what are your recommendations? Give me your 3 best ones. 4th paragraph is how do you implement this between now and the end of the semester if you can? What are your best chances of getting those 3 recommendations done? Okay, that's the 4 paragraphs I want from you. That's all you need to give me on Wednesday. So make sure you get that done. You have until 11:59 Wednesday night to get that uploaded. I need 1 from each. I need 5 of them, 1 from each team. Okay? All right. And that's all I have for right now. This is a short 12.5-minute video. Please let me know if you have any questions. We will get together for a Zoom on Thursday at 10 a.m. All right. Take care. Thanks a lot. Talk to you soon.